I was born in 1900, and we had 11 children in the family, and we used to walk to East Hampton School, 2.5 miles from the old homestead, and of course, sometimes in the morning we'd go up to my grandmother's and she'd give us something for breakfast. She always had a piece of some kind of pie. Wasn't a very big piece, but we appreciated it very much, and I never forgot her.
Hi, I'm Trevor Kelsall. I was born and raised in East Hampton. I was born and raised actually in the summer colony of East Hampton, in the servants' wing. That's my clarifying remark. My mother and father came to East Hampton as servants back in 1928, I believe. They were part of a staff of 21 servants for a family of 5.
I don't work for any unions. I don't have any sick pay. I don't have any vacation time. None of that trash. Just go to work, that's all.
So, I remember one day, Barbara Belgettis came in with her husband, who happened to be Irish. And they used to come in and out and have breakfast or coffee or what have you. They just loved to be around the docks, apparently, or they liked Montauk. So she wanted to know what we were having for dinner that night. And we didn't usually serve dinner. I said, well, we don't serve dinner, but, you know, my mother is cooking some lobsters for some people from East Hampton. So if you'd like, I'll have her cook some for you. And she was elated. So I got, the light bulb went on in my head, and I said, why are we serving roast beef? We better start serving lobsters. That's what people want.
I suspect that one of the laws must apply out here. The place is too beautiful, too ideal in every sense, and therefore it must automatically draw to it people in situations that want to destroy it.
I think probably the biggest problems now are problems of planning, which really means problems of ecology and population. There have been some notable lapses, but on the whole, Southampton Town, East Hampton Town, which make up the whole South Fork of Long Island, have at least acknowledged that they have to think about the future, which is more than some areas do.
This is kind of the last spot on Long Island that seems relatively untouched, and there's something in this atmosphere. There's a certain color to it. There's a certain beautiful misty quality to the air on certain days. I think that the artists today come for another reason. I think they find they interact with the other creative people that come. They find their peers here.
The art world is like an amoeba. It has no regular outside shape. So this is, at this moment in time, what we agree the art world looks like. Then someone like Pollock comes along and he operates outside this mainstream, out here at the little isolated island, and for a moment, it doesn't look like art either. But then the big kind of mother art world sort of goes over there and sort of envelops this, tugs it in. And now the resultant outside shape of the art world has changed because this person existed. And now it looks like art. And once it looks like art, all kinds of people make it.
Well, no one was more surprised than I when I started to do landscapes, but I was in fact in school doing fairly conceptual type work, or what I thought was conceptual work. Mm-hmm. And I was working in my studio, and I'd become very interested in trying to make things that contained light. And I was using all sorts of found materials, bits of metal and wood and whatnot. I made this two-dimensional surface for myself to work on, and I drew the image out and I painted it and stepped back, and it was a landscape. And my first thought was, oh no, this is passé. I can't be known to be doing.
I think of a story that Berryman used to tell about a time he was at Cambridge, and the great Russian literary scholar of the time, whose name was Mirsky, came to Cambridge to deliver a lecture on Pushkin. So Mirsky got on the stage and he said, well, he said, tonight, he said, I am going to speak to you of the great Russian poet Pushkin. He said, as Shakespeare is for England, as Goethe is for Germany, as Dante is for Italy, so for Russia is Pushkin. Any questions? There was a terrible silence, of course, a dismayed silence. And finally one student said, Professor Mirsky, would you comment on Pushkin's style? And Mirsky said, the style of Pushkin was very good.
Summer of '71, I spent in this palatial surroundings. I'm going to cry when I think about it. It was fantastic summer. I used the barn for a studio and I rented Barbara's big house for the rock and roll parties. And this, I remember, was the first summer I worked with beeswax, and the bumblebees would come and help themselves to my wax when I was making the sculpture. And I thought, there's nothing better than this. Don't take me to Italy anymore. Just leave me in Barbara Hale's barn.